Tony's point about religion being an issue, and for Democrats, some Democrats, to be making a big deal of one candidate's Catholicism. It wasn't all that long ago, was it, where a certain candidate running for president of the United States, John F. Kennedy, Democrats rallied around him, saying that his Catholicism would not mean he would be a slave or answerable to or accountable to the Pope. So it's a different read today. And why is that? Former Nixon and Reagan senior advisor, best-selling author Pat Buchanan on the phone with us right now. Pat, what do you make of this battle, particularly over a Catholic, and in this case, over one with apparently strong pro-life views?
Well, I think if I would trust that the president and the White House are not exercising timidity and backing away from her, because she's a Roman Catholic who believes in the right to life. I mean, she has an extraordinary record as a human being as well as a professor of law. She's, got 7 kids, 2 of them adopted. Let me say this, Neil. If you did nominate this woman and they tore her to pieces because of her Catholicism, that would be a tremendous backlash against the Democratic Party as anti-Catholic, especially if they use this issue that Feinstein used. And you would make a martyr out of this woman, even if you defeated her, and she would be a strategic asset, and the Democratic Party would be hurt. I mean, I would certainly not hesitate to appoint her if you believe she's the best for the position. I was with Nixon when he appointed those 2 Southern conservatives, and both of them were ripped to pieces, and the Democratic Party never recovered in the South from what it did to Hainsworth and Carswell.
So how do we know what we're getting, whether, it's going to be, Amy Barrett or any of these other names that I mentioned, these 3 other names? The president could surprise us and pick someone outside that list. But how do you know that person is going to be the person you think? We have many examples, even with Justice Kennedy, that not quite what Ronald Reagan envisioned, or David Souter, not quite what George Bush Sr. envisioned. So how do you know?
Tell me, Blackmun, whom Nixon appointed, wrote Roe v. Wade. John Paul Stevens went south completely. Souter did the same thing. Sandra Day O'Connor and Kennedy were both swing votes. The difference between our failures in the Nixon era and Ford's failure, and even Ronald Reagan's failures, and what they're doing now, Neil, is the Federalist Society, I think, is an outstanding group. They have vetted these folks. They have read their into their backgrounds. They have read their opinions. They have read their articles. They've got a track record on all of them, which is what we failed to do in the Nixon White House. And so I trust them. I think the 4 they've come up with, any one of them would be really outstanding and would energize the base. All I'm arguing from what you've said is I hope this woman is not rejected because she's a Catholic woman who's got 7 kids and believes in right to life. I mean, there's no indication that she's going to go against or try to impose her views or values on the country. I think she will deal with the law as it is. And when the Federalist Society vets them, I think you got a very good shot that it's a good man or good woman.
Would whoever is picked get through in this very, very tight, divisive?
That comes down to, I think, about 5 people.
Yeah.
And Collins certainly got Senator McCain, who may not be there.
Right.
So you're down to 1, and you got Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski. If one of them goes south, then you've got to get one of those 3 or 4 Democrats, Joe Manchin or the fellow Gallagher out there in Indiana, or someone else. So
you would need Joe Donnelly or Heidi Heitkamp.
Donnelly or Heidi Heitkamp or someone else to do it.
Yeah.
But listen, even if you look, there could be new choices down the road. Ruth Bader Ginsburg looks like she's on the verge of retirement, and there's another liberal up there that's close to the same age. What is it, Stephen Breyer? So I think you got a lot of possibilities. But again, I think you want to get someone on the court. But even if you lose, this is one of those situations where you could win by losing.
We'll watch closely. Pat, always a pleasure. Thank you very, very much.
Okay, good talking to you.
All right, Pat Buchanan.